So, guys, from the activity you guys did today, based on the inspire activity, you guys found out that the equation of the line of best fit of the line of regression for your data came out to be y equals 180x minus 360, right? And I asked you guys to then factor that. Well, how did you factor it?
We did.
How do we factor this?
Don't you just substitute?
Because remember this from Algebra 1?
Nope, I don't.
Yeah, we got to pull out the common factors. So what is 180x and 360? What do they have in common?
180.
They have 180. So I'm going to pull out the 180. And what's left over?
X minus.
Okay, so here's the big idea. This is basically your formula. What it is, I mean, it's a really simple deal here. Only for properties, so I want this to be a little bit bigger. The formula to show the sum of the angles for any convex polygon is 180 times n minus 2. Not sure why my board's acting up today. This is a lot of interference. Yes, Cheyenne.
So when you were factoring it, how did you keep the 180 that you got?
When you factor, it's like the reverse of distribution. So if I were to take my 180 and distribute it back through, I would still have 180x minus 360. The way that I get the 1x is when you are factoring, what you're really doing is dividing. So I'm pulling the 180 down to the front, and I'm dividing each one of these terms by 180. And that's how I got the 1x minus 2. All right. Now, here's my next question. If the sum of all the angles is 180 times n minus 2, which, by the way, is on your reference sheet, let's say I have a regular polygon. What does that mean?
Oh, we wrote this down.
Yeah, hopefully you wrote it down.
Congruent sides and congruent angles.
Congruent sides and congruent angles. So all my sides are the same, right? Okay? So if my formula to find the sum of all the angles is 180 times n minus 2, how would I figure out the value of one single angle? If the sum of all the angles is 180 times n minus 2, and all my angles are the same,
Divided by 4.
divided by what?
4.
Why
Because
4?
there's 4 angles and they're all the
Well,
same.
there's only 4 angles in a quadrilateral. I'm talking about for any polygon.
Take it. Okay, so n would be the number of sides minus, right?
You know, that will give me the sum of all the angles. What if I just want to know one angle in particular? How can I do that if all my angles are the same?
Just solve for all of them. Solve for and divide it by 4.
Yeah, I did.
Well, just know what the sum of all the sides should be together, just divide by 4 if they all have different sides, they all should be the same.
You guys are assuming that we're dealing with quadrilateral.
No, I'm not saying quadrilateral, let's say
But
quadrilateral.
why 4?
Divide by the
like
number of
the
sides.
Let's say number of sides, the sum of the
Okay.
side, then just say 4.
Okay, so the sum of the sides. Perfect. So basically, that's really all you're going to do is you're going to take the sum, 180 times n minus 2, and divide by the number of sides that you have. And that'll give you your individual angle. We'll represent that with theta.
It's what?
Theta
So,
is basically a symbol that we use to represent angle measures. So the individual angle measure is 180 times n minus 2 divided by n. All right, and finally, the last formula you guys need to know is that for all convex polygons, the sum of the exterior angles, this is kind of interesting, for any convex polygon. And we might need to discuss what that means here in a minute. But the sum of the extra angles is always, hear me out on this, always 360 degrees. Now, that only works for exterior angles.
360.
360. So, at this time, it might be worth the time to talk about convex versus concave.
Looks like a four-structured house.
That's convex. Notice that all my points move away from the center. They're all pointing outward. Okay? As soon as I have one of those points, that moves inward, I now have become concave. Alright? So this is concave, and think about it as caving in. So that's concave polygon, this is convex. Now, when we talk about the exterior angles, what we're really saying here think of it like a pinwheel.
Tumbleweed.
The sum of all of these angles all of those angles will add up to 360 for any convex polygon.
Any con.
Okay? And that's all you guys need to know for today. You need to know the formulas, you need to know how to use them. Okay?